Hi guys, this is Stefan Zamit from neuronfx.com, and in this video we're going to have a look at how we can create these very nice text messages right inside of Premiere Pro using the text messages kit for Premiere Pro. So let's start. So I'm going to close this video for now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the folder. So once you purchase the template, you will open this folder right over here. First of all, you will need to extract it. Then when you are in here, all you need to do is you're going to go to these styles, text messages kit styles, copy them. So right click and copy, then go to this destination in your Explorer and paste them right over here. So, and to find this, I'm going to show you very quickly. So we're going to go to Windows C, go to users, go to your username. Then from here, we're going to go to app data, roaming, Adobe. From here, find a folder named common, and from there, motion graphics templates, and simply paste it right over there. And that's basically it for the installation. So now what we're going to do, we're going to minimize this, and let's search for them right over here. So right inside Essential Graphics, you will find in Premiere Pro, you will find the styles that you have just installed. So I have these 10 styles right over here. If for any reason you have problem installing them like I have showed you, what you can do is you can install them one by one very easily by doing this. So make sure that you are on the graphics tab in here. If this is not open, you can also go to Window and find Essential Graphics from here. Just take this on. And from this button right here, install motion graphics template. Or else you can go from here, install motion graphics template, go in there and simply select one of these styles. Click on open, and as you can see, now we have two of these since you have just installed another one. So that's basically it for the installation. I'm going to go ahead and delete one of these just so I have everything organized in here, and we can go ahead and start customizing. So to use these, all you need to do is just drag and drop these inside your sequence. So you will have your sequence ready in here in Premiere Pro, and you simply need to drag and drop them any of these right over here. I'm going to use keep existing settings in here so that it won't mess up my sequence. And there it is. So let's see what we have in here. As you can see, we have our text messages already loaded up in here. Very, very nice. And they are quite fast as well to render, given that this is a motion graphics in here. As you can see, very, very nice. And we can start editing these. So first of all, one thing that we can mention is that you can place this wherever you like and even scale it down if you would like, just like you would do with any other footage file. So to do that, I'm going to go to my effect controls window in here. So let's see where that opens. And there it is, and we can of course simply scale this down like we would do with other elements, etc., as you can see, and place it wherever we like, just like that. Very, very easy to use. So with that said, I'm going to reset this, leave it where it is, and simply going to close this panel for now. So let's see how we can customize these now. So if we scroll a little bit in here, first of all, you will see that you have the main properties, which are things that you can tweak. For instance, if you find that you want it in a different vertical position, you can tweak it slightly by doing this. As you can see, by doing the minus, it will go up, and giving it a positive number would go the opposite direction. So once you have all your configuration ready in here, you can go and tweak the vertical position. The horizontal spacing is quite self-explanatory in here. You would increase this horizontal spacing between the messages. Very neat feature. So, and you can also make them closer to each other, just like that. Quite nice. So let's reset that to 0. And actually, let's make that 50. So 50 is like the middle point in there, the sweet spot. And then the vertical spacing, which is basically the spacing between every message. And you also have independent spacing per message if you would like to tweak that as well. So, but in this case, this part is for all the messages, all the conversation at once. So if we increase that, as you can see, the space increases between each message. Very easy to use. So that's it. Now we can move to the next folder, which is write text box. This will tweak anything that has to do with this write text box in here. So let's go in there. And once we open that up, we can, of course, tweak the color to whatever we like. Just like that. Then we have the opacity, which you can lower and make it more transparent, as you can see. We also have the padding size, which if we decrease, as you can see, the text box would decrease in size. So it's exactly just like that. And if we increase that, it will of course increase. So you can tweak that however you like. I'm going to leave that to 100. And then there is also the roundness, which you can decrease. And as you can see, to make it a complete rectangle, and also increase. So that's basically that. Let's make that around a 50. Then there is the outline thickness, which if we increase, you can see it will appear right over there. And you can of course give it any color, just like this. Then the next part would be the speaker pointer. So I'm going to remove the outline for now, make it 0. And then we can tweak also the speaker pointer in here. So first thing that you will see is the rotation of it. So this little pointer in here, you can rotate it wherever you like, simply by giving it a different direction, as you can see. And this is basically a triangle in here that you can tweak its rotation to make it a pointer. So that's that. And a nice thing that it has in here, it has an auto position to top. So if we click this, it would reposition itself to the top in here. Then simply tweak the rotation here so that it fits correctly for you. Then if you would like, you have additional also position customization in here, which if we increase, as you can see, the X position, it would move to the opposite side, just like that. And there's also another feature for the Y position. So let's make that 0. And let's say I would like this to be in like kind of the middle of this. You can do that by tweaking this, as you can see in here. And of course rotating so that it fits properly for you. So that's the pointer. Now another feature that you have is the roundness. Right now it's only set to 2, but if we increase this to like 20, you will see that this pointer would become a bit rounded, as you can see. You can increase that even further. So we can make that pointer round as well. Then you can tweak also the inner radius of it. So if we decrease it, you can see that the inner radius has decreased. So you can even change the shape of this pointer, just like that. And if you want to increase it in size, you can also increase the outer radius to something else in here. Just like that. And tweak the roundness, etc. So of course now it's getting out of the text box in here, so we might need to reposition it to a different size or to a different place. So let's leave it to around this size. But basically these are the features of the pointer. So let's move to the next thing. So that's the speaker pointer. Very neat features in here. As you can see, you have many features. You can customize the look completely of it. And then if we close that, we'll find that there is one last thing in here, which is the 3D rotation. So if we rotate that, as you can see, it will rotate our whole text box conversation here in 3D. Very nice. just like that, and you can rotate it to the opposite side. Perfect, so I'm going to leave that to 0. And if we go to the left text box, that's basically identical to the right text box. The only difference is that, of course, it will tweak the other text box, as you can see in here. So I'm going to leave that as it is, and we can actually jump immediately to the next section, which is the right message 01. So left text box is exactly like the right text box, but of course for the left part. So now for the right message 01 here, as you can see, you have different controls for each message in here. So you can tweak each and every messages. You have 20 messages in here in total. So one for the right, one for the left, and 10 of those, so 20 different messages. And if we enter inside the first one, and these are basically identical to each other, but of course they call to different messages. So the first thing that we will see is the message properties in here. So, and the first one is animation duration speed, and this will, what it will basically do, it will tweak the speed of how the animation would appear. So, and this is in seconds in here. So right now it is taking 1 second to pull up this message in here, the first message in here, and to animate that text in it. So as you can see in here, this text is animating in here over a second. And after a whole second in here, actually the start time in here right now, it is at 0.5, so let's make that 0 for now. So, and after a second it would have loaded this text completely in here. Now, if you would like to tweak this, we can make this, for instance, 0.5. And as you can see now, it will only take 0.5 seconds for this animation to happen. So this is basically the speed of this animation. And if we make it 2, for instance, it will take 2 seconds for this animation to happen, as you can see. So this is a very nice feature for you to use if you would like to time your animations perfectly. So it's always good to have additional control. And then there is the start time. So this is mostly the thing that you will use in here, the start time and the end time. So what you can do, the start time is, for instance, right now it is starting at 0. If you would like to start this message at a later point in time, you can simply give that like for instance 2 at 2 seconds, and it will appear at 2 seconds. And of course right now, as you can see, it is appearing with the other message, which is set at 2 seconds as well. Now in this case it is disappearing at 8 seconds in here, and what you can do is you can make it, for instance, disappear at let's say 3 seconds. And as you can see, if I go to 3 in here, it would start disappearing right over here, as you can see. So from 3 seconds it will start disappearing. So that's how that works. So you can time your message conversation like this. And so for instance, let's make this. Normally I like to, of course, most of the times you would want to keep your messages right there. So I would give this a high number, the end time, so that it would never disappear. And the start time, give it the start time that you want it to start. So in this case, I would like it to start immediately at 0 seconds. And it would start appearing right in there. Now we will take a closer look in here at these at a later stage in here when we look at the other messages in here. So that's the timing. Then you have the text box, which if we hide, as you can see, it would remove the text box completely of that message. You have the top corner as well, which you can flatten that if you would like. And the bottom corner, which you can flatten as well. And you can flatten them both. So those are features for you if you need to use them. And apart from the message properties, then we can of course edit the text. So let's go to text. The first part is the name in here. So you can type in whatever you like in here and change the font, of course, make it bold, etc. And also you can even change its color, as you can see right over there. Then you have the actual text message, which you can type in multiple lines in here, as you can see. And the text box would resize automatically for you. Very nice. So let's go in here so we can see this more properly as the next text message would come out. Very good. And as you can see, when you type different lines in here, this one would start getting a little bit closer in here, but don't worry, we have control for that. Very soon I will show you that very quickly. So, and the last one is this delivery message in here. Of course, you can change the font of this as well and the size. Then you have this delivery message in here, which you can change, for instance, instead and make it a time. So basically just see whatever you like to do with this and give it also a different color if you would like. Something like this. So that's all the text features that you have. Now if we close the text and jump to the next one, these are basically identical, but for the left part, the only difference is that in here you have an additional setting in here. So from left message 01 onwards, you have an additional setting named tweak space from upper message. And if we increase that, as you can see, you can tweak that space, which we were talking about. So that's that. Now, if for any reason you don't want this message and you want the next message to appear, so you don't want this left message 01 to appear, and you want instead the right message 02 to appear instead of it, what you can do is you can simply give it a start time that is very high, like 100 in this case. Make sure that the end time is after it, and that message won't appear until it's at 100, which in this case we won't go up till there, so it will never appear. And instead of it, we can make the right message 02 appear. So if we go to its message properties, we can go to its start time in here, and we can make it, for instance, starting at 1. And now, as you can see, we have multiple messages from the same sender right in here. And of course, we can tweak the space in here to make them a little closer to each other, and do things like, for instance, removing the text in here of the name. So we can go to text in here, remove this, and type in our second message here. So perfect. So that's how you would do that if you would like to use that feature. And of course, you can also remove this text and basically do whatever you like with it. So those are all the features. Of course, you can go ahead and customize these, add up to 20 messages per conversation, retime them, and do whatever you like with them. Right now, as you can see, all the messages are appearing. So 1 second after each other, the message will start to come out, as you can see right over here. So of course, what you will need to do in this case, you will need to enter in the ones that you don't want in there, and simply, so if we go to right message 02, that one we want, that's that one. But left message 02 in here, that's that one. If you don't want it, you simply go to message properties and give it a high start time. And as you can see, it disappears just like that. And then all we need to do now is to render. So let's remove this one as well. 100. And once you're done, you can cut this wherever you like, give it your render time in here, and simply render it. So go to File and Export from here, Media. and give it your export settings in here. I like to give it this preset I like to render in H.264. Give it your name in here and select your destination. If you are using audio output, just click that and then simply use something like 35 in here and then simply hit export. So that's that for rendering. One last thing that I didn't mention is that of course you can place whatever you like right under this. So if you'd like to add multiple layers to this, you can. So for instance, you can add footage right under it, etc. So in this case, let's just put in a color background very quickly so that we can see how that works. So if we go to File, New, and go to Color Matte, okay, give it like this white background for instance, okay, and we can place it right under it, as you can see, like that. So that's basically it. I hope you enjoy using this product. We try to make it as easy as possible in here with all the controls right inside this panel. So I hope you find this very useful and very easy to use in your projects. Thank you very much for watching.